Hola a todos, Shalom, bienvenidos. Vamos a comenzar con este Zoom, agradeciendo la presencia de todos ustedes y principalmente de nuestro invitado especial, el teniente coronel Yoel Har-Even, director general de Sheba Global, Sheba Global. Y para comenzar quería contarles un acontecimiento importante que hemos tenido en estos días, y es el hecho de que Sheba ha podido en tiempo récord ampliar su capacidad de albergar pacientes que llegan víctimas de ataques con la inauguración de una nueva unidad de cuidados intensivos en uno de los sótanos de nuestro centro médico. Y para ello no podemos comenzar una labor así sin que, como es costumbre en nuestro pueblo, coloquemos una mezuzá. Esta mezuzá fue colocada por el padre de Amichai Schindler. Amichai Schindler es un residente de Kerem Shalom, un asentamiento fronterizo con la Franja de Gaza, que fue herido en la incursión el día sábado y que se encuentra en estos momentos hospitalizado y cuidado en nuestro centro médico en Tel Ashomer. Amichai es padre de 6 hijos y pudimos tener el honor de que su padre pueda colocar la mezuzá. Y hemos desarrollado un pequeño filme donde podemos ver esto. Y se los voy a colocar ahora.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו ממצוותיו וציוונו על קביעת מזוזה. הבנו את המשמעות של טיפול נמרץ החדש שלנו כאן, היכולת להוסיף למדינת ישראל 24 מיטות טיפול נמרץ ממוגן חדש, תקבע לא רק את גורל הפצועים שנמצאים פה, היא תקבע את גורל הפצועים שעוד יגיעו לכאן ותאפשר אורך נשימה למדינה הזאת. זה מה שאני רוצה שתרגישו. המזוזה שנבחרה היא מזוזה שעשו פצועי צה"ל. יש לנו פה סדנה שבה פצועי צה"ל מייצרים אומנות, וביקשנו מהם לייצר מזוזה שתהיה על הדלת של טיפול נמרץ החדש כדי שהפצועים והמשפחות יוכלו להתחזק. אז אני רוצה לכבד במזוזה את משה שינדלר, בוא אליי, אבא של עמיחי, פצוע. שוכב עכשיו פה בחדר 16, הגיע פה תושב כרם שלום, חברים נכנסו אליהם הביתה, עמיחי הגן בגופו על האישה והילדים, איבד יד אחת, המחבל שם מטען בכניסה לממ"ד. עמיחי הגיע פה בשבת אחרי צהריים, בית החולים דאג לו מרגע כניסתו ועד עכשיו בעזרת השם המשיך גם להגן עליו. כל הצוות, 24 שעות, יום ולילה, לעבוד על הבן שלנו. תודה רבה לבית החולים ולצוות. תודה רבה. השלב הבא הוא לחזור לעבוד. יש לנו הרבה עבודה.
Les pedimos disculpas porque el clip está hecho en hebreo y no conseguimos colocar la traducción a tiempo, pero esta es la inauguración de una nueva unidad de cuidados intensivos de 24 camas. Queridos amigos, en estos momentos Israel se encuentra en una etapa de aguardar lo que va a acontecer. Hay escaramuzas en ambas fronteras, tanto en la frontera del norte en el Líbano como en la frontera sur de Gaza. pero no han habido movimientos tácticos ni movimientos estratégicos sustantivos. A pesar de ello, nuestro invitado, el teniente coronel Yoel Har-Even, nos dará una breve reseña de lo que está aconteciendo en estos momentos en Israel y principalmente lo importante o lo más importante es la parte de la atención a los heridos de la guerra o de las hostilidades. Yoel Har-Even, teniente coronel en reserva del Ejército de Defensa de Israel, ha sido en su servicio militar paramédico militar y ha escalado en diferentes rangos hasta llegar hasta el rango de teniente coronel y ha tenido diferentes responsabilidades dentro del área médica del ejército. Además de ello, tiene varios títulos universitarios, como enfermero diplomado, administrador de sistemas de salud, un master degree en neurociencias y un doctorado en administración de empresas. Tanto en su época de servicio militar como posteriormente cuando fue nombrado director de Sheba Global, Yoel Har-Even ha sido partícipe y líder de varias misiones humanitarias que Israel ha enviado a distintas partes del mundo, siendo la más importante, la última, el establecimiento de un hospital de campaña dentro de Ucrania cuando comenzaron las hostilidades y la invasión rusa a ese país. Yoel Har-Even fue elegido por el diario Jerusalem Post como uno de los 50 judíos más influyentes del mundo en el año 2023. La presentación de Yoel será en inglés y le voy a pasar a él el derecho de presentar. Si queréis presentar preguntas o formular preguntas, por favor, nos enviáis esto a través del chat. Muchas gracias. Yoel, bebakasha. Please.
Shalom, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon from Israel, from Sheba. I'm sorry to be late, but we had sirens here at Sheba Medical Center, and as everyone, I need to run to the shelter. And I hope our meeting won't be disturbed by another sirens. And if there are, I will take your apologies in ahead. We need to cut it, and then we can continue our conversation. Sheba Medical Center, for those of you who are not familiar, is the largest and the most comprehensive medical center in Israel. We are speaking about 2,000-bed facility, over 800 dunam, and we are treating almost 2 million Israelis on a yearly basis, with a variety of services from acute services, OBGYN, children, rehabilitation, which we will speak about it later, cardiac and cancer, and we treat people of Israel from all over the country. As I mentioned, in Israeli capacity, it's a large entity that play a major role in the medical need for the Israelis. Unfortunately, since last Shabbat, October 7th, Sheba absorbed almost 250 casualties, mainly from the front line in Gaza Strip, but few of them also for missile attack over the cities of Israel. And right now we have 81 patients that's still admitted at Sheba. Right now, the most complicated cases, the critical wounded patients, are at Sheba because of the uniqueness of what we are having here, the ICU beds, the most talented physicians, and nurses, but most important, the rehab. So right now, I can speak about what Sheba is doing and helping the efforts of the fights. And probably most of you know that the ground attack didn't start yet. But right now, Sheba term is stabilized and focused on 4 main pillars. The first one is to give the best medical services and the best medical care to those casualties who arrive to Sheba. From the 81 that I mentioned, more than 60% of them are in critical condition, taking care in the trauma units, in the ICU units, and 40% of them are mild and light injuries. So first of all, taking care 24/7 of those casualties and their families. The second pillar and responsibility of Sheba is to establish or to enlarge the capacity of rehabilitation. For those of you who are aware of the situation of rehabilitation in Israel, I must say that the amount of hospitalization rehabilitation beds are limited, and most of them are at Sheba. Right now, our responsibility is within the few days to double the capacity of hospitalization beds for rehabilitation, because unlike other wars and unlike other terror attacks, Israel is suffered from more than 3,500 casualties in 1 week. This situation never happened in Israel life. Most of the referral numbers referring to Yom Kippur War, but those of you who are old enough to remember that the Yom Kippur War happened through 3 weeks. So within 3 weeks, the numbers were a little bit higher. We are talking about few days. So in a few days, 3,500 casualties enter our hospitals. And from them, we estimate that right now, even before the ground attack that Israel is planning, 1,000 of them will need rehabilitation. This enormous number we need to be pre-planned for that, to adjust the beds, to add more beds and more facility and more qualified staff to treat those patients. And for those patients, the journey of rehabilitation won't be a short one. It's a long distance walking, and we need to be prepared for that as soon as possible. The third pillar is to assist the IDF with all our efforts to be ready and prepare for the ground attack. The IDF approached us in several issues, asked us to accelerate procurement of medical items, help with personnel. More than 200 of Sheba personnel already drafted to reserve unit, and more are drafted every day to the army. So we need our effort is also concentrating to assist and support the IDF to be prepared and win this battle. The fourth pillar is to assist the Israeli society, the state of Israel, in a variety of elements, from mental health, remote care that we are operating right now, because there is a lot of casualties that have been suffering from a mental disorders, from PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome. Most of them are coming from the settlements in the Gaza Strip, but not explicitly. There is also people that suffer from PTSD from the missile attack. We need to still going on with our routine day care. There is pregnant women that need to be taken care, kids that right now are sitting in hotels outside of their settlements. They need to have continued medical care, and Sheba is part of this effort also in these horrific days. The society, the enemy was surprising us, but they didn't evaluate and estimate the spirit of the Jewish people, the spirit of the Israelis. And right now, you can see a lot of demonstration of solidarity, civil and military, from packing packages for soldiers and send them to the front line, to supporting mental needs, to go and volunteer to protect the settlements over there, to prepare food for sick people, to stay next to sick people or wounded people that doesn't have relatives because their relative been captured and right now they are in Gaza. The whole society of Israel is one, became one, and this is what our enemy forgot, that in crisis time, in time of austerity, in time where there is Tzara Yaakov, Am Israel become unite. And part of it is the wing that we are feeling all over the world, not just from Israel. The Jewish community all over the universe is unified now, is fighting for Israel in variety of elements, from the media to sending physicians and nurses, to allocating resources, to pray for us, to be with us, to have this conversation with us, make us strong, make us believe that we will win this battle. And the reason is because we don't have any other choice. We don't have any other country to go. This is the land of the Jewish people, and therefore we will win the battle. We defeat the Hamas, and we will win this battle. I'm sure and confident of the strength of our soldiers, the strength of our society to recover and flourish back those settlements and those area, this area that been almost destroyed by terror, brutal attack. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Thank you very much for listening. And if there is questions or remarks, I would like to address them.
Yes, Yoel, thank you very much for your short and precisely presentation. I have here two questions. The first is, some personnel of the hospital, nurses or doctors or personnel in the hospital, usually, as in Israel happens, may be recruited to the army. So you present the issue that you need to enlarge the capacity and the capacity of the people that you need to take care of the wounders. How you manage if you send people to the army? You need to replace them. How is the hospital manage it, please?
So, you know, in routine time, there is people on a leave, there is people who are flying to conferences abroad. There are people who are taking time for before examination. Right now, we stop all activity that it's not directly directed and related to treat patients and wounded soldiers. We cancel all vacations, we cancel all leave for abroad. and we ask our veteran physicians to step back. Therefore, we can cope right now with the amount of physicians that were drafted to military service. And right now, there is no shortage of medical staff. However, difficult and challenging days ahead of us. Therefore, I ask my colleagues in all Sheba hubs around the globe to prepare list of volunteers, medical staff that are willing to come and work side by side to us in this difficult and challenging time. I hope and pray that we won't need the help from abroad, but if we will need it, I'm sure and confident that hundreds, if not more, of physicians and nurses will come to support Israel. You see?
Sorry. Yoel, you speak about rehabilitation, and we will like to understand if there is any special area to treat burned people in your department of rehabilitation, people that are burned in fights in the army, etc. Can you tell us about this?
I'm not sure I understand your question. Please repeat it, Yossi.
I will translate to Hebrew. השאלה היא אם יש הדגש מיוחד לטיפול בכוויות, באנשים שנכוו.
Okay, so right now we have a family, young family of 3 members, a father, a mother, and a child 3 years old age. They were, I'm sorry to say, they were cooked to death by Hamas terrorists in their house, and they evacuate and rescue in the right moment. Unfortunately, from seeing the forensic evidence, a lot of the dead people were cooked to death in their mamad, in their safe, I would say, shelter in their home, because the Hamas terrorists put on fire the houses. For those of them who were lucky enough and rescued in the right time, one family evacuated to Sheba, and right now they are struggling and fighting over their lives. Mainly the 2 adults, the father and the mother. The child will be okay. And for many, many years, Sheba known as the center of excellence for burns for adults, and recently we opened a unit for kids. What is very unique and make a lot of development in the last few years is the ability that Sheba has a bank skin that's come from the same person's skin. So we have a rapid and accelerate process to growth skin from a good tissue in a person that came with a burn. We need only few millimeters of a good skin, and we can very, very fast come from few millimeters to a few centimeters, and then again and again do the process and manufacture skin from the same skin of the patient.
Thank you, Yoel. There is more 2 questions.
Sure.
I think that one of them you answer is regarding the how is technically will work this issue of recruiting volunteers. How is going to be managed? Who is going to manage the embassy, the consulate? If there is somebody that wants to come because there is a need, how is this going? Please.
So right now, I asked the executives, the CEO of each Sheba hub around the globe to have those list of volunteers with the name and the address and telephone number and the speciality. And if there is a need, we will take care of bringing people to Israel with the Sochnut, with the Ministry of Health, to give them a quick license in Israel. We will take care of accommodation, and of course, we'll take care of the insurance under Sheba. And the list will be handled and operate right now by the executives of Sheba hubs around the globe.
Right. Thank you, Yoel. Last question that I have here, and this is very important. What is the way we can help and support Sheba?
So first of all, having this conversation, I think you already support us with showing and demonstrate solidarity and brotherhood. And then tell the story. Tell the story of what happened to your communities, to your neighbors, to the media in your country. The media should have a major role of expliciting and showing the horrific and the brutal things that the terrorists did in those settlements. But also the media is very important to understand that we shall overcome and we will come back and flourish and rebuild those settlements and bring life again to this area, which is part of Israel. This is not Judea and Samaria. This is not occupied territories. This is the land of Israel. And we have the right to live there peacefully. In addition, we will need some support. And Yossi, you may help us with the list of the equipment that we are lacking right now because of the extremely demand for ICU and rehabilitation. And hopefully we won't need, but if there is a need, I'm sure and confident that physicians and nurses from all over the world will come to support the Israelis and come to support the land of Israel.
Yoel, very much. Thank you very much, Yoel. We know that you have a lot of work to do. We really appreciate your time and your explanations. And if you allowed me, I moved to Spanish, my Mamelusian, and the most people that speak in Spanish.
And maybe Yossi, maybe they can open the cameras, because right now I'm talking to a black screen. I would definitely like to see faces and salute them.
Okay, I will try to do my best. Queridos amigos, ayer en la sinagoga se dio inicio nuevamente a la lectura de la Torá con el libro de Génesis. Este acontecimiento marca siempre una nueva etapa en todas las personas. En nuestro pueblo, el inicio de la lectura está vinculada con nuestro pasado. Y nuestro pasado no nos llega a lo que aconteció en el último Simchat Torah, sino también a hechos más antiguos de nuestro pueblo. A la infamia de Damasco en 1840, o a los pogroms de Kishinev en 1903, entre otros. También allí fue nuestro pueblo vejado, torturado y asesinado por el simple hecho de ser judíos. A pesar de todo ello, nuestra historia nos muestra que podemos salir de estas situaciones y estamos seguros que también ahora nuestro pueblo saldrá airoso de este difícil trance. El ejército de Israel sabrá lidiar con los desafíos bélicos a los que se enfrenta, pero la sociedad civil tendrá que afrontar una tarea titánica: la reconstrucción. Reconstruir una vivienda, una fábrica, un criadero de aves es relativamente sencillo. Lo difícil es reconstruir vidas. Y esa es la tarea que tiene frente a sí Sheba Global Medical Center. Vidas de soldados y civiles que, como consecuencia de los bombardeos y los ataques, perdieron extremidades o sufrieron daños internos en sus cuerpos que deben ser tratados. A ellos, los equipos médicos y fisioterapeutas de Sheba Global dedican los esfuerzos para enseñarles a asearse, a trabajar, a alimentarse con las dificultades físicas que tienen que afrontar nuevamente. Y esto nos lleva a la necesidad de incrementar nuestros equipos de fisioterapeutas, médicos, psicólogos y psiquiatras, porque no solamente la rehabilitación física es importante, sino también la rehabilitación psicológica. Nuestro centro, el más grande de Israel, se quedará pequeño frente al creciente número de pacientes y nos vemos obligados a triplicar, como dijo Yoel, la capacidad de absorción. Eso significa un esfuerzo muy grande y ese esfuerzo solamente lo podemos llevar adelante en común con nuestro pueblo, que siempre, en horas difíciles, ha estado junto a nosotros. Tal y como comienza la Torá con la creación del mundo, nosotros tenemos en esta oportunidad la chance de poder crear nuevos mundos o reparar nuevos mundos, porque como dice el dicho talmúdico, todo aquel que salva una vida de Israel, salva un mundo. Y para ello necesitamos de la ayuda mancomunada de todos. Muchísimas gracias a todos los que han asistido, a las decenas de personas que están con nosotros y a todos aquellos que nos están siguiendo también en Facebook. Toda Rabá Yoel, gracias a todos los oyentes y que nos encontremos únicamente en alegrías. Gracias.